Hello, good evening. Lately, I've been counseling some people insofar as they're having some struggles in life. I don't know, maybe it has to do with the pandemic. I don't know, maybe it has to do with, the long period of being inactive. And there are so many reasons. But the bottom line is, these people that I counseled, even if I'm not a professional on that, is that they are depressed, and that depressed could be in a different form. And for me, I think it's only a first level of depression for the people that I recently talked to or discussed with. But then in the talk with them, I realized that just the same as them, I also experienced certain levels of depression at any points in my life. In fact, many times, really, your feeling of being low, your feeling of that you against the world, something. So it's really something that it's not easy to handle, particularly if you're not strong enough and your emotions are not that good enough, and that and if your outlet could be a different one, like for example, some people's outlets could be crying or singing or eating and all that, and some even have resort to intimate moments, but the others are particularly common, which is crying, going into solitude, going into hibernation, and a lot. So, what are the causes of depression? To me, for the people that I talk to, is one is abuse, or probably feeling being used or abused, because that's why it's always being said that you have to love yourself first and put yourself first before you love somebody else. Because how can you love someone if you're not whole, right? So and if someone abuses you, then you feel you have that low self-esteem. Abuse could be in the form of vocal abuse, physical, mental abuse, many other types of abuses. It could even be sexual abuse. But then, so if you're abused, you feel so down. You don't have that self-respect or self-esteem. And as such, you resort to feeling very, very low and feeling so depressed. Another is possibly events, major events, like if you lose someone, or if you if you lose your work, and that your finances, and you don't have that much savings, and your finances largely depend on your work. That could be depressing, right? Of course, the heavy ones are when you lose someone, either by yung broken hearted. So depressing, really. Being broken hearted is sometimes being disregarded by people, and people will just say, oh, you're so maarte and all that, but you never realize the pain of being broken hearted. you know it's a different feeling. It's something that maybe I could discuss it in another vlog, but it's a different feeling. It's really something that you cannot comprehend, and you thought you just saw it in the movies. And of course, when you lose someone, someone died, someone that you love died, and also if you have an illness, that's very depressing. So I just want to have some thoughts about how to handle depression. Okay, so in my case, I don't know the level of depression then, because I never sought professional help. But in my case, when I got this feeling of just being very low, and then just feeling of being I'm just crying without me knowing it. Why am I crying, di ba? So without just crying, and all those thoughts, like I could have been this, I could have been that. I mean, what did I do wrong and all that, and then but my thoughts on that is that everyone is going through a tough times, and that if you could compare yourself to others, maybe you're even better off. And that it's really a matter of really having a stronger character to be able for us to endure the pain of life, because really our lives, even if you're rich, you really have those tough times, right? So everyone, we must accept it as part of being alive, you know. And then number two, build your character. And then it's easy to say, but if you're not as strong, then you consult or talk to someone. And for someone who is yung ina-approach ka, please have time to listen. Have time to talk, have time to listen. Even if you don't say a word, just listen. Because for all you know, you're the last person that person needs, right? And that you could save him or her. And then, of course, the last is, in addition to being faithful or praying to God, is that you seek professional help, because really there are doctors who are experts on this, on how to handle it and all that, and that there are really medications that are developed or researched for this particular kind of moment in our life. And that this actually, the drugs on this is something that is not over the counter drugs, you know. It's something that when it should be S2, you know, the doctor must have an S2 license to um, to to write the prescription for these antidepressants. So that's how I should, you know, my advice for people who are feeling down. And that uh, believe in the philosophy that things will be all right. It's easy to say, actually. Things will be all right. And that sometimes our pain or our crisis is really opportunities for us for a better life. For all you know, God is leading you to a better one, to a better life, a better world. So we just have to be strong to endure that particular pain in that particular phase of our life that we felt some hardships, and you know, we have some pains and struggles. So it's not easy, really. It's not easy. So if you see people who are going to travel, going into singing, going into shopping, doing the talking, and you know, just understand, because for all you know, they are having some struggles in life. And that some are even silent. Nakakatakot yung silent, because sabi nga nila, silent water runs deep, right? Nakakatakot yun. Mas mabuti pa yung vocal, and that nalalaman mo kung anong nararamdaman niya, right? It's not really easy. Sometimes possibly when I'm talking right now, people will say, ang dali mo naman kasing sabihin eh, kasi ganito ka, may trabaho ka, nakapag-aral mga anak mo, tapos na. Yung mga ganun ba? Yeah, but you never know. Sabi nga nila, that's why I don't want to judge people, because you don't know. You only understand a person's feelings once you fit into their shoes, right? And that you would understand what they're going through. And you know, don't be deceived by the post in the Facebook of people, because sometimes they don't see the true account of what's happening into their lives, right? Siyempre, ayaw din naman siyang pag-usapan. You know, people are thirsty for for intrigues and pag-usapan. So they always they post the best. Some people are really naman honest, and you know, but almost always people hide, you know, and they don't want also to wash their linen in public. They don't want also to be misjudged, because circumstances are different, and you don't know naman what's happening really, and what's the background of every case, right? So that's my sharing right now for today. For those that are undergoing depression and tough times, cry if you must, but and pray. And think of you know, this is what I do. I think of the happy moments. I think of the happy thoughts. I think of my victories. I think of, you know, the graduation of my children, my graduation, you know, the happy moments in Mindoro, you know, the passing of the board exams. Yun yung mga masasaya, di ba? So you can just imagine, if you think of those happy moments, you can just imagine that, you know, wow, God is good. I mean, life is so beautiful, and that, you know, you can turn into slowly, gradually transitioning to a better you. You know, it's not easy. I know, really, it's not. And I hope and I pray for those who are undergoing depression or tough times that you would surpass. Um, we cannot have the best of what we wanted. There are things or people we want that cannot be with us, and cannot be with us forever, for those people we have lost. And as such, you just have to be strong. You just have to be positive, or you know, with such kind of optimism and character and that belief that things will be alright. It's not easy. God bless you, and God bless and protect you. God bless. Good evening.